What I am about to say is going to make sense, and it's going to tie into Kyle Rittenhouse. So I need you just to listen to me very carefully. I'm going to, bring everything together. I promise. Prior to me becoming a content creator here on the platform, and of course on all the other alt tech sites, I mentioned this in other videos, and I mentioned it on my podcast that I wanted to become a movie maker. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to be in the industry, and then of course it didn't work out. I was blacklisted, but I've acted in a movie before. I've done voice acting before. I have 3 to 4 screenplays. I'm looking at them right now, and I've written these things, and this is what I wanted to do. I know a lot of young film students. I from back when I was at UNLV, I knew quite a few of them there, and granted, most of them ended up leaving and going to California to pursue their dream. Hopefully, it worked out, and and it's just like, and I'd get these young filmmakers, and I talked to other people on forums, and they would want to know what's like the best way to shoot like a commercial, shoot a short reel, do some kind of demo, maybe try to do a feature length film with, that's inexpensive, that's attainable. And I argued, or I brought this up to them. It's like, well, you can probably make a really great film. And Tangerine is proof of this with your phone. And you can probably spend maybe less than $1,000 on equipment alone, and you can go out and just trial and error. You'll be okay. And even right now, you can really put together a really great, cinematic piece if you really wanted to with just a phone. And one of the things that I recommended, and it's actually something that I own myself, it's called an anamorphic lens. This thing is fantastic. When you use it properly, granted it's incredibly easy to use, you end up with a image, a video, a film, if you will, that looks like it looks like it's something that you would see on the big screen. It's something that you would see in a movie theater. I swear to you, it's great. It's magic. And these anamorphic lenses are really expensive, and I have one for phones. It works with like the iPhone. It works with an Android, whatever. And but what the anamorphic lens does is it physically distorts the image. Once you're done shooting, once you're done filming, it physically distorts what you're looking at. So initially, the video file, is unusable for the most part. It looks heinous, and you need to do something to it to make it look like it belongs on the big screen. And this is called de-squeezing. De-squeezing is, it can be done on Adobe Premiere. It could probably be done on Camtasia, which is usually what I use. And or you can just de-squeeze it without all the bells and whistles, or without going through all these crazy steps on these programs. And you can use this program called Handbrake, which I've had installed before. I've used many times. It's wonderful, and it's free. And we're going to talk about this software really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it, because I am going to tie this in with Rittenhouse. So Handbrake, the open source video transcoder. Let's see. The even more features. This is what I really wanted to highlight. Things that you can do. So you can do title, chapter and range selection, batch scan and queuing of encodes, chapter markers, subtitles, constant quality or average bitrate video encoding, support for VFR and CFR video filters. So you can do all sorts of things. You can decomb it, deinterlacing, denoise, cropping and scaling. Interesting. Live static and video preview. So what else could we do here? So is this the homepage? No, this is the homepage right here. So Handbrake is a tool for converting video from nearly any format to a selection of modern, widely supported codecs. Reasons you'll love Handbrake: convert video from nearly any format, free and open source, multi-platform, Windows, Mac, and Linux. And it's free, of course. What the hell is that? Big Chungus? What the fuck is this thing? Anyways, so yeah, this is Handbrake. It's free. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse recently, or during the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, it's been made aware to the defense team that this drone footage that we're looking at right here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this. This is the video that was provided, the one on the top. This is provided to the defense team. It's blurry. It looks like hell. And the bottom is a somewhat uncompressed version of this. What's it called? the size, the file size is significantly larger, and it looks a lot clearer. It looks a lot crisper, significantly crisper. You can, this doesn't look too confusing. It's easier to make out what is happening in this video. Now, there was a conversation that ensued during the trial. The defense and the prosecution, they were having a back and forth right before the judge, literally before the judge, out of the presence of the jury. And the defense made the claim that this video was just brought to their attention, while essentially the case is over. While the trial is over. And as I make this video right now, the jury is in deliberation. But, it's just like they're making the claim. I'm going to summarize it here. It's like, look, these guys just got me this file, this full-sized, much larger, more clear drone footage. This is not fair to the client. This is, raises all kinds of problems. What is going on here? And they essentially accuse the prosecution of deliberately submitting to the defense and, of course, submitting to the crime lab the inferior quality video, which we're seeing here at the top, that was provided to the defense. Now, the prosecution states that the low quality, low res, video image is essentially, how do I put this? It wasn't their fault that it ended up in the defense's hands. It was an honest mistake. It was a technical glitch. They were just, and the judge even stated that he was not persuaded by what the assistant district attorney Cross was saying. He was not persuaded. He said, "Yeah, what you were saying is not persuasive." And then of course the defense team, they stated that the metadata from the original file and the file that was received to the defense were not the same. They were different. One of them was created at a different time. That is a big deal. So we have both of these files here for whatever reason. One of them is a larger resolution. One of them is a larger file size. And of course, just physically looking at this thing, one of them looks significantly better than the other. So remember what I read off in that program called Handbrake, where you can crop the image, which explains the unusual size here. You can add filters to it, so you can make it harder to look at. You can make it less clear. You can make it blurry, if you will. So this is, so there's no reason for the defense to have received the inferior quality drone footage at the top. Now, am I accusing the defense of deliberately misrepresenting this material evidence? Am I accusing the prosecution? I apologize if I said the defense, but by accusing the prosecution, I apologize, of deliberately misrepresenting evidence and presenting it to the defense? No. Am I saying that the prosecution is deliberately altering material evidence for personal gain to railroad Kyle Rittenhouse? No. However, the prosecution states that they don't know how this happened. There was a technical glitch. It was this person's fault. It was that person's fault. We don't know how to do this. We don't understand the compression and the file sizes and the resolutions, and they were just completely flabbergasted at the claims that were being made by members of the defense who are a little bit more tech savvy, but not really. I mean, they should have just hired somebody like me who understands this stuff. Oh, I have a generally not an elementary, but a pretty pretty decent knowledge base of this sort of stuff, just given my background. But look at this. So all over the internet, this is exploding. This is going viral right now. All these users, because this entire thing was live streamed, and there was a moment in time during the legal live stream that they got a glimpse of the prosecution's laptop, and it's like, look here's this thing. Claim, Rittenhouse prosecutor ADA James Cross has no idea how his team sent the defense lower quality video evidence. Reality, Cross has video editing and compression software, Handbrake, and Format Factory right here in his evidentiary laptop. That is a fact. Whoops. Yeah, so the moment that shows Handbrake and other video editing software on the state's laptop. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, so Handbrake keeps logs of everything you convert. Most people don't know this. So, let's see, Lego operator. Binger has Handbrake on his state-provided computer. This is a screen grab that we saw in Rekieta Law, part of the footage in the courtroom. Obvious tampering. Prosecution has Handbrake installed in his computer, used for changing resolution, frame, codec, etc. of videos. Sees the logs from computer. If timestamps add up, they doctored video given to defense. Mistrial with prejudice. Then the state's lawyers are disbarred. Well, I think they should be going to prison. That's just my opinion. Handbrake, keep going, guys. Get it to number 1. Fuck Binger, Mr. Fluffer Boy, and Lunchbox. I guess those are nicknames. Can confirm Handbrake is not usually on the computer of a novice. Handbrake. That is absolutely true. Handbrake is a pretty sophisticated, very unique piece of software for special use. People who end up using this software, such as myself, are absolutely familiar with content creation, movie making, and they have very special, needs that Handbrake would can fulfill. Format Factory. I'm not familiar with Format Factory, but Format Factory is an ad supported freeware multimedia converter that can convert video and audio and picture files. It is also capable of ripping DVDs and CDs to other file formats, as well as creating .iso images. It can also join multiple video files together into one. Format Factory supports the following formats. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Oopsie, Binger and Cross thought that they could slip Handbrake past a keen-eyed lawyer. Here's a brief sample of what happens at the hands of the state quote-unquote lab. So I mean, I'm gonna pull up this image. Yeah, that's it, guys. This is Handbrake. They're using very sophisticated software to to alter material evidence, and this is reality. This is what is happening. In my opinion, what it looks like, the prosecution is lying. They're being dishonest. I have a lot of questions for them, and it's a shame that people who were going to assist Robert Barnes and the people that he hand selected to assist Kyle Rittenhouse in the trial of his life, essentially, they've been kicked out. So that means we've been kicked out, and people are talking about this. And now I don't know who to submit this material to. I don't know who I can talk to. Robert Barnes is going to be the person that I would reach out to, despite the issues that we've had in the past. So, I see this and I want to cry, literally, because you guys heard what I've had to say about Kyle. He's a good kid. He's a sweet kid, and there are 12 souls in a real way. 12 people, 12 human beings are going to decide the fate of our right to self-preservation, our right to self-defense, there's Second Amendment implications to this, and then of course the life of this kid right here. We've all been watching it. We've all been seeing it in real time. People who have been following the Sticks, Hex, and Hammer stream, people who have been watching Rekieta Law, people who have been watching Viva Fry, and of course Robert Barnes. It's just it's distressing. It really is distressing, and at this point, all I can do is just pray for Kyle Rittenhouse. I've got Kyle and his family and in my prayers tonight. Paul Howell, although he's deceased, his family. I am praying for his family. I hope that Julius Jones gets executed. There's a lot going on this month. Important things are going on this month. And either we're going to be a nation that stands up to violent thugs, violent Black Lives Matter activists, or we're going to be a nation that bends the knee and cowers to these violent thugs, these violent Democratic cultists. And I refuse. I refuse to remain silent. I'm going to speak the truth. And I don't care what the consequences are, because my speech is lawful. I'm not doing anything wrong. All the things that they say about me are untrue. And quite frankly, I'm not afraid of them. And I fully accept whatever consequences come of this speech. God bless. Peace out.